Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Real Talk Football. This is your co-host KG with my guy Rob. Two. Easy. What's going on?
What's up, though?
What's
What's
going
the
on?
deal?
Nothing, man.
Ain't
Just
nothing.
chilling. How you been, man?
Oh man, it's just you already know what it is. Working hard, keeping busy, baby. Working hard, keeping busy. That's all I do. And entertaining the world.
Staying busy, you know what I mean? I'm glad it's Friday, it's the weekend, and we got another week of preseason football. We got a lot to talk about today, a lot of topics today that we're gonna squeeze in this little hour, maybe a little bit over an hour show. And we might even sneak in. We might talk about a little bit of college football today, get off the NFL for a little bit. But you know what I mean? Let's get into it, man. Like how's business as always? How's your business going, brother?
Well, you know, they say business is booming, baby. Nah. I just honestly, to be honest with you, bro, I'll always be blessed to, the situation that I am in with me and my client as growth, my business growing. You know what I mean? I can always get better at building and marketing, but I just always stay blessed and humbled and appreciate where I started and where I am at now. That's just how I'm. Yeah, that's how I am. How's coaching going for you?
Yo, man, I'm really excited about this team. I shout out the Horsham Hawks. You know what I mean? Got the hats yesterday. You know what I mean? Had to put the plug in. You know what I mean? But nah, man, the kids are they're doing very well. Last couple of weeks of practice, especially the last couple of days, have been full pads and full tilt going and tackling, and we finding out who wants to be with the contact and who don't. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I feel like we're gonna have a good combination. We have a good combination of kids and talent and some tough kids, and I think they're gonna play really well. They're really responding to us. They're really responding to coaching. You know what I mean? Now it is with 7, 8, and 9-year-olds combined. You know what I mean? They looking all over the place. They talking, they yapping, but when they get refocused, they do what they need to do. So like, I'm loving it this year, especially with a lot more players. We got 26 players under what I did 7U rookie team last year. We had like 13 kids. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the kids, man. I'm excited for them.
That's what's up, man. I'm definitely have to pop up and catch you at a game as long as you ain't got them hardball khakis on like you did.
Oh, no, we don't be doing that. We don't be doing that. Put the casual shorts up. Put the casual put the workout jaws up.
Yeah, exactly. Get comfy in there.
Yes, we ain't doing all that. Then I put the joggers on when they get a little chilly. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna pull over my bleacher seat though.
Oh, here you go.
Pull over my bleacher seat.
Let's get into it, man. The biggest news of the week, even though our man Ayuk has been just the contracts and all that, but we got another contract issue with Hassan Reddick asking for a trade request from the Jets. According to reports, my guy, he hasn't been in the building since the trade was announced at the press conference, and another report has come out that he hasn't even been in the building and hasn't been talked to anybody from the Jets since March. What do you think is going to happen with this trade request that Reddick is doing here? Do you think him and his agent is smart? Do you think the Jets will get a deal done? Is he going to play this year?
Honestly, I'm just full out confused. The dude took on the trade, went into the press conference, said he was going to show up, go to the mini camp, didn't show up. Mandatory camp, didn't show up. Everything, he's just not showing up, not talking to nobody, being super distant. I don't know what team. I mean, I don't know who in the camp of his team who's in his ear to tell him to not show up or do all these weird things. But the Jets already told you, bro, show up, we'll work on a deal. How are you going to work on a deal when you're not showing up? It makes no sense to me. No sense to me at all. Granted, I get you want to get your bread because you're making $14 million. You want to get paid at these upper echelon guys. So hold on, I got the stats for these upper, not even stats. I got the numbers of what these guys are getting paid. The highest paid guy, Nick Bosa, 34 mil. Is he worth that?
No, he is not.
Josh Allen, 28 mil. Is he worth that?
Maybe.
I don't know about that. Josh
Maybe.
Allen is young and he came off of 17 sacks.
I know.
Uh,
I'm gonna hit you with something in a minute.
okay. Brian Burns, 28 mil.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
TJ Watt, 28 mil.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Miles Garrett. Is he better than Miles Garrett? Is he
Oh
up there
no.
with Miles Garrett?
No, he's not up there with Miles Garrett as far as talent.
25 mil.
As far as talent, nah.
Now, Montez Sweat, you can argue that. He's
Di-
at 24 and a half.
Different position, different position, different position.
Right. Max Crosby, better than Crosby?
No, I'll take Max Crosby all day over
That's
us.
23.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Chubb,
Bradley Chubb hasn't been as consistent as Hassan, so I'll take Hassan.
okay, so that's 22 mil.
Yeah.
All right, so we stop right there. So you cool with him getting 22?
So listen, we talked about this last week, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
said his number should be right around between 22, maybe 27, maybe 28 million, right? So
Right.
now the last 3 or 4 seasons, I think it is, it's only 2 players that have had 10 plus sacks the last 3 to 4 years, and that's Miles Garrett and Hassan Reddick. And Hassan
Right.
Reddick and Hassan Reddick has done it with what? He was with the Cardinals. Then he
Mm-hmm.
was with who? I believe he went to the Panthers before he went to the Eagles, correct?
Yep.
Right. He's been, and then he's with the Eagles for 2 years. So that's 4 seasons of 10 plus sacks. And him and Miles Garrett are the only ones to be able to do that. Now, Miles Garrett, who's in the upper echelon of being up there with TJ Watt and being the best pass rusher, if that's
Right.
what we win it as, and we saying all those stats, it's only him and Miles Garrett the last 4 seasons. Give him that 27, 28 million as a pass rusher, even though he's on the older end, about to turn 31, about to be 32 years old, and those guys are a little bit younger. I think he deserves that for at least maybe a 2 year, third year option, or just give him a 3 year deal with no option, and then he hits free agency again, and then he's playing, maybe going to play for a ring, and he's just there on the team just to get that money, and he's playing for, like, I don't know. Then he comes back, he's playing for 14 million right now. Maybe he plays 14 million when he's 34, 35 years old. But what I think is happening here, I think both are in the wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what like you said, I don't know what his camp is saying to him and what he should be doing and why he hasn't shown up, but you just saw this yesterday too, right? So let's
Right.
start with the Jets. You traded for a guy knowing he wanted a contract.
Mm-hmm.
The deal should have, before you made this trade, you should have had offers already set on the table, so it wouldn't have been this back and forth. And so you could
Right.
get it, you could have got it done a little bit. Maybe you would have got it done at the end of March or maybe April, you know what I mean, before OTAs and then camp and then mandatory camp. But then what just happened the other day? Matthew Judon just got traded to the Falcons, right?
Yeah.
Falcons, he looking for a deal, and they talking about they not close to numbers, and now Matthew Judon's not in camp again. You got traded to the Falcons, and he ain't coming to the facility because you don't got a deal done. So I think although these players are stuck in that situation of like, I want my money, and I'm not coming till I get my money, don't trade for these players if you ain't got a deal done. When you know they want a deal before they step on that field. Everybody saw what happened about 6, 7 years ago now. It's been a while when Earl Thomas stepped on that field with no deal. He came to camp, played in the first game. What happened? Got hurt.
And then gave you the
Right.
as he cut it off.
He was carted off, and then he was no longer a Seahawk. Played for the Ravens the next year. So the players, I think the players are in the right and wrong. Don't say you're going to do something and don't do it. If you're going to say something, stand on that. You got it. People, your word is your bond, and I believe that. So if you said you was going to show up, but the Jets also said if you show up, we gonna talk about it and get you a deal. So it works both ways. But I think the Jets are in the wrong. I think the Falcons are in the wrong too. Like, these guys want money. Have that deal on the table. So when they come to the facility, here's the contract. Bang, you agree on it, sign it. We ain't got no problems.
Right. So let me just revert back real quick where we're comparing players here.
Uh-huh.
I say he right now he's at 14 million. I say he's around 20 to 22 million. The reason why I don't put him up there with those other guys is one, he doesn't get double teamed as much as them.
Mm-hmm.
Two, he doesn't stop the run as well as they do.
Mm-hmm.
Three, Myles Garrett, you can line him up anywhere on that line. You don't do that with him. He's only inside. So he's limited at what he's limited at what he does. He's just a straight pass rusher. Not saying he stinks at stopping the run, but that's just not his thing. You can't line him up inside, he'll get pickled. Double teamed.
Go ahead. Sorry. My bad. Go ahead.
Double teamed. He's gotten off still on some double teams due to how his motor is, but I think that what if I'm him, I'm showing up due to the fact of I have the best interior D line in the league.
Mm-hmm.
My I will not get double teamed. If anything, I might get chipped by a running back or a tight end real fast, and then I'm right back in there. But other than that, I'm going to have another 10 sack season. I'm sorry. So with that being said, I'm going to show up. We're going to work this deal, but don't talk to me anything less than 20. But I don't know what his number is and what he's looking for. So that's another thing too. I don't know what his number is.
Yeah.
So
last thing before we get to the next topic, with him not being there and asking for this trade, if they don't get the deal done and he doesn't come to the Jets, doesn't play for the Jets this season, do you think the window closes a little bit more for the Jets and not having that elite pass rusher on their team, and now depending on Quinnen Williams even more than they did last year to get that pressure on that quarterback? Do you think this dwindles their Super Bowl or bust season?
I don't know, because their edge pass rush wasn't always that great anyways, even though they got a dude overpaid in Philadelphia. Pow.
That's what I'm saying. They need him. They need him.
But see, that's the thing though. Even with them not having that elite edge rusher, they weren't getting a lot of turnovers, but they still was getting key stops because they got linebackers who they can blitz too. And CJ and I can't think of his name, but CJ I can't think of who his other linebackers, but they were still good at blitzing and sending pressure.
It's Quinnen Williams' brother.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Yeah. So they still was able to create pressure. You still got your young secondary guys who are disruptive at the line of scrimmage and create a lot of contact. So I think they will still get stops. I just don't think their sacks will be as great, but they still get key stops though.
I got you.
Yeah. That's all you got for that guy?
Yes, sir.
So do you think? Wait, but so hold on. So what number are you saying? Once again, you're going to stay
still
right there
between that 22 and 27, right below Myles Garrett or at Myles Garrett's number because of the sack numbers.
Got you. Okay, all right. Well, we on to the next. We went from one jet to another jet. A-Rod. This guy, he's superstitious in everything that he does. Do you think that he should play in the preseason?
I'm gonna go against what our followers said. Our followers said no at 66% last night into this morning. I'm gonna say yes. The reason why I say yes is because when's the last time Aaron Rodgers played a full season?
It wasn't last year, of course.
Almost 2 years now.
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah.
Then when they lost to the Lions, right?
Oh, yeah, the elimination game. Yeah.
How many plays did he play last year until he got hurt?
He played first drive. Yeah, he played like 3 plays.
Played 4 plays before he tore that Achilles.
Yeah. Right.
Now, you've been walking for months now and all that after your repair, And yes, we know you're a very, very seasoned veteran. And preseason, you hate preseason. You made it well known on Pat McAfee's show, and period. Um, you need to get hit. You need to drop back, feel the pressure, see if you can, you know what I mean, avoid the rush, step up in the pocket, run outside the pocket, see if that Achilles is really, really working. You haven't played in a full game, even if you just play one series, and that series lasts about seven to 10 plays. Okay, you good. Get off. You good.
Right.
I think he needs to play at least one preseason game, even if it's just that, or if, but you know what I mean. Robert Saleh don't run his team. Aaron Rodgers run that team. So if Aaron Rodgers say he ain't going out there, he ain't going out there. But I believe he needs to play, just for the simple fact he needs to get hit, feel the rush. It's different than you. You got a red jersey on in practice. You ain't getting
Yep.
hit.
They just run up and tap
You
you,
drop back
tap
and
your shoulder.
pass. Right. So I
Yep.
believe he needs to play. How about you?
Uh, I agree with you, but who are we?
Right.
We ain't that strange man. So with that, we ain't that strange man. He's a stubborn strange man at that. So he played 2 series last year in that preseason, due to it being a new team and a new system. So that was his excuse, trying to get his reps in with it, the new team and the new system, and the wide receiver core that he has. He hasn't. He's already not been like you said. He's not been a fan of playing in preseason games. He hasn't played in a preseason game since 2018.
Right.
So in his mind, he like, all right, I got a year under my belt of understanding this offensive scheme. The wide receivers I got are the guys who I've been rocking with. I'm good. And that's just his stubborn way. And ain't nobody gonna look at him and say, okay, whatever, let's go. And that's exactly how it's gonna get. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. Dude is stubborn. Dude is he's ignorant in a lot of ways. I can't take away from his talent or anything that he does, but that's just him.
What
Some people just come with that bouginess.
What about a couple years ago when the Green Bay Packers had all those young receivers, Christian Watson and all of them who came in, Romeo Dobbs, and he wasn't there. The timing was off. Come the regular
Mm-hmm.
season, it took them a while to gel, and that's why you
Mm-hmm.
had what, a 9-8 season. You were struggling to, you had to win that last game to get in the playoffs. Do the Jets want that to happen all over again? Now,
Right.
granted, you know the Jets got more talent on defense and offense right now than them young guys that was over there. But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay Packers went to the playoffs last year. The Jets didn't.
Right.
So if yeah, you may have cohesion in practice, but are you going to have cohesion in them games when week one start, because you ain't played in the preseason to get that time in this practice? Even though it's fast, it's not the same as a game.
Facts.
So
Yep.
I believe he needs to do that. Just get your feet wet, man. Put your toes in there real quick, you know, and then you can get out. And then you can get out.
Right.
So that's my thing with that. Like we've been through this. We've seen this Aaron Rodgers before, when you didn't come in your last year of Green Bay, and you talk about it's Super Bowl or bust. Well, like play and act like it's Super Bowl or bust then for the Jets.
Facts. Yep. Not even just that. Your old line is revamped too.
Mm-hmm.
Got a different old line
They
because they
need to
were so
hear your
bad.
voice. They need to hear your voice. The checks and
Green tea, green tea,
right. They need to
green
hear all of it.
tea.
They need to
Yeah.
hear all that. So that's all I'm
Ignorant
saying.
man.
Even if it's a drive, one drive is cool. Here we go. Moving on. We had a lot of rookie debuts, man, and I think all the rookies played very well, man. And our followers gave us a lot of feedback. We had Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels at the top, along with we had Michael Penix on there and JJ McCarthy. We'll get to both of them later, but Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels had them some days out there. They played very well. Bo Nix plays for the Broncos, and Jaden Daniels plays for the Washington Commanders. Bo Nix had a touchdown throw in the late in the game, played very well for the Broncos. And I think Bo Nix is exactly what what's his face
Sean
needed.
Payton wants.
I'm tripping.
Sean
My
Payton.
had a brain fart. Yeah, Sean
Yeah.
Payton needed.
Mm.
He was a guy in college like this when he went to Oregon. Now at Auburn, Bo Nix didn't play like this. That 1-2-3 on the backstep, get the ball out. 1-2-3-4-5, get the ball out. That's what Sean Payton likes, and this is just a reincarnation of Drew Brees. He gonna get the ball out, which he wants, and Russell Wilson didn't do that for him the last 2 years. Um, Bo Nix is not going to turn the ball over that much. He's shown that at Oregon that he doesn't turn the ball over like that. He's not going to make the wrong read. If it ain't there, they're going to throw it away. He's going to tuck it around. He's a great athlete. He had a lot of good runs on Saturday last week. That was Jaden Daniels as well played very well. Had a run and touchdown. That's going to be another thing for defenses to look at and have to game plan for his running ability. As he won the Heisman, they know this boy can run and throw the ball. And if you go back to our pre-draft episodes and our after-draft episodes, I told you Jaden Daniels is going to be the one who's I think is going to win Rookie of the Year.
Hmm. So Bo Nix, we already talked about that the day of the draft. Like I said, I was happy for him. I really wanted Michael Penix to go to Denver with Sean Payton, but Bo Nix is just as good right there, being as though he's used to that scheme of how it ran at Oregon. Only thing I have with him is he's older, but that's fine. He got time in. Did you
Mm-hmm.
know that him and Michael Penix both older than Trey Lance? Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
Trey Lance been in the league for a couple years. Them dudes
Right.
got old.
Right.
But it's not a bad old though. They've been around some good teams and some good systems to where
Right.
the rapport of them taking that next step into the NFL won't
Mm-hmm.
be as bad, especially being as though he's under a Sean Payton, who's a quarterback coach who can make a punter, a special teamer, a running back,
Yeah.
and a kickoff guy be a quarterback and throw touchdowns and run as a running back too. So I think he's going to be good. The only thing I have with him is they don't got no receivers. That's that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Sean better scheme up something.
I mean,
Other than that,
they still got Cortland Sutton. That's about
yeah,
it.
that ain't enough. That ain't
Jerry,
enough, bro.
Jerry Judy's gone. So
Yeah, that ain't gonna be enough. Um, we'll see. I think Jaden Daniels ability wise is definitely up there. It's just a matter of we'll see how that offensive scheme is going to be ran. We'll see how if he's going to be able to stay healthy. You said he likes to run around. He's a little smaller. I just hate to see injuries happen to him due to running around,
right.
not trusting that pocket and that line. You see how Bryce Young was running for his damn life. Um,
But I think that dynamic though is going to open up some things. Defense is going to be worried about that. They put him back there in the shotgun, doing the
right.
zone read. Running backs going to have holes to run through, and then you got Terry McLaurin on the outside. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think not that I don't think anybody in the NFC East is scared of them.
Right.
Like
Right.
Jaden Daniels is going to be a problem for the next 10 years for the Eagles and Dallas and the Giants. So
Right. Yeah. And then our guy, Michael Penix, it just sucks that not even just sucks. Well, it's like reports already came out with
Kirk,
yeah, Kirk Cousins saying if he would have known they was gonna take him, he was gonna stay in Minnesota and just groomed up whoever they had there. This could have been Michael Penix in the driver's seat with
yeah,
Atlanta. And that
yeah,
sucks, because now he's already an older quarterback. Now he's got to sit there and wait after Kurt signed a 3-year deal. How long are you
yeah,
going to keep Kurt before
right.
you play this dude? So
Yeah.
they just work so ass backwards with that move. So
Kirk will
maybe
be
they
looking
end up
over his
trading.
shoulder for the next couple of years, especially if you don't play well.
Yeah, and that's weird though because they should have. I don't know what they were thinking there. They just was all over the place. They was even all over the place when they was trying to decide if they wanted to sign Bill Belichick or not.
Right. I
So
wouldn't have signed Kirk Cousins only because of the Achilles injury. I would have let him stay right in Minnesota. If you I'm interested to know when the Falcons knew they were going to draft a quarterback. and
Right.
Michael Penix was going to even drop there. Like, did you know that the whole time? If you knew that the
Right.
whole time, then Kirk Cousins shouldn't have been a choice to begin with. So,
Exactly. And then
um,
there was no way that you didn't know that he wasn't going to fall to you. You should have
right,
known that.
exactly. And
Yeah.
somebody we didn't talk about who wasn't on the the poll on Instagram is Caleb Williams, the number one overall pick, Heisman winner, from 2 years ago. First year at USC, he played really well. Still kind of played. He played on schedule and off schedule, like he usually does. He plays off schedule. He's been playing off schedule since he was at Oklahoma, but he
Hmm.
made some accurate throws when he was off schedules. And there was a new report today that in the last 2 days of camp and with this them playing, I forget who they're playing scrimmaging against the last 2 days. He's thrown 15 touchdowns and no interceptions the last 2 days in practice.
That's up my offensive player of the
Yeah,
year right
that's
there.
kind of
The
crazy.
weapons he got.
So he's got a lot of weapons over there. But it's the play caller going to be playing calls for him that make him comfortable. Is he going to be comfortable in that offense? Because like I said, man, it's Matt Eberflus is not. He should have been fired, and he's only there because we're getting rid of Matt. I mean, not Matt, Justin Fields, and um, they knew they were gonna draft Caleb Williams.
Draft Caleb. Yeah. Yeah.
If that defense don't play like the top five defense they did in the last 7 to 8 games, though, he's out of there regardless of how they do. Out of there.
Facts.
Because that
Yeah.
defense is going to be the key to them winning too, along with those weapons they have.
Yeah. And seeing how that defense is going to adjust to you brought in a college coach as a defensive coordinator from Boston College. So I
Yeah.
want to see how that turns out. I think he'll have his ups and downs due to him being so off script and
Mhm.
not understanding. All right, practice was cool, preseason was cool. Now you about to get a real pass rush once this game is on.
Right.
Let's see how you are because these guys is big and fast. So you think you about to just run around and run around, you're gonna get pickled and you're gonna throw a lot of picks. So I think he will have his ups and downs. He'll have a game where he'll have
Yeah,
three
of course.
touchdowns and then have a game where he have 3 interceptions.
Right.
that's
Right.
that's how he's gonna roll for him.
One
But
one last question though before we move to the next segment
mhm,
is: do you believe being a number one overall pick and there's already a lot of spotlight on him? He's a rookie. Is
mhm.
there is this a lot of pressure for him to make the playoffs in his first season? Do you think he needs to make the playoffs?
I think he just has to be him personally, just being as though it's him and
Hmm.
everything from USC until now. I just think he needs to learn and be comfortable and trust everything that's going on because I think he has a lot of insecurities and I think he psychs himself out mentally. I don't know if he has that mental toughness yet. Like when you're winning, that's cool, but then when you're struggling, when you're losing, your head is down too much. You're over there crying to your mama in the stands. Like you this is grown man football here. This is
Right.
a job here.
Right.
Guys want your head. So
Right.
you got to take the good with the bad or what's coming with it. You got to, I don't care if you do therapy, do what you got to do, but it's all upstairs with him.
Right.
That's my main thing for him, honestly.
I'm in total I totally agree with you. That's where I was going to get to if you didn't hit on it, was the adversity. When adversity hits you in the first couple of weeks or maybe in the middle of the season when you're struggling, you trying to hold on, maybe you're trying to hold on to a playoff spot. What are you going to
Mhm.
do? Because you showed when you had adversity, uh you showed when you had adversity with USC, the crying, the being dramatic and all that. Like, you going into a locker room with grown men that don't. If you go and cry in your house. Don't cry on national TV. I mean, you can cry. I'm not saying a grown man can't cry, but like,
Right.
feel that emotion maybe in the locker room with no cameras
Yeah.
on you or at your crib. Don't go and you on TV. The cameras is going to be on you. You're a star player the whole game. You're
Prime
talking
time game. You know they're gonna keep putting a camera right on your face.
for sure, and you probably going
And,
to be mic'd up. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So
and,
I think
and
if he
another
can deal with adversity, they will be fine. I'm
Right.
not sure about them making the playoffs this year, only because just like they got better, Green Bay got better, the Lions got
Right.
better, and we both know they went to the playoffs and won some games in the playoffs. So
Mm-hmm. Another thing to add real quick before we switch it up.
go ahead.
Uh, you at USC, a
Hmm.
lot of your primetime games was 10:30 at night.
Right,
A lot of people will sleep on this East Coast, bruh.
right.
These primetime games,
They saw
4 o'clock,
They only saw the
7. Oh
highlights.
yeah, yeah. You really on that prime time.
Right.
So it's the mental with him. That's my main thing for him. His mental.
Wish them well, though. I hope they do. Hope all the QBs do well, man, because a lot of them got some talent. They may not went to some good teams, but they got to boost. They got to boost them up. They got to carry them a little bit. All
For
right,
sure.
man. We back. We got a little bit. We got a couple games here, or you know what I mean, our little game segment. Um, but the first one's not really a game. It's 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 your idea of a running back Mount Rushmore, and then we gonna play what's the word. So for you, what is your running back Mount Rushmore? I can't wait to hear this one because we ain't doing Mount Rushmore receivers, but we went top 5 receivers a couple of episodes ago. So I'm interested in hearing this Mount Rushmore for the running backs.
Hmm. See, I have to be versatile with this Mount Rushmore.
Oh, for
Okay,
sure. Yes. Yeah.
I have to be versatile here. And my number one, well, there is no ranking for it because it's a Mount Rushmore.
Right.
I got AP on there, Adrian Peterson.
Okay.
The fact that this man came back from an injury, ACL,
Mm-hmm.
in less than a year and had the rushing record
Right for 2
with
stacks.
with no wide receivers, no nothing, just straight
Right.
him downhill on everything and everybody.
Right.
AP. Oh,
Gotcha.
that dude was different. My second, Marshall.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Dude, that was what he was greatest show on turf.
Right.
His ability, his speed, his ability to be able to catch out the backfield, the way he played the game. Oh my goodness. He just was he was so elusive. Oh God, dude is different.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. Barry, of course you get Barry. Because
Mm-hmm.
just like AP ain't had nobody, Barry ain't had nobody. It's just AP was running downhill. Barry just was huh. Barry was Kyrie Irving and everybody up on the backfield.
That's a very good comparison with a different sport. Yes, I like that.
He
Yes.
was yanking everybody up and
Yeah.
it was just straight skill and a bit like Barry was different. Oh man, you gonna hate me. I gotta do it by default.
Go ahead. I know what's coming. I know what's happening. Go ahead. Is
Emmett,
it
man.
Deuce Deuce? I was gonna say, is it Deuce
Emmett,
Deuce?
man. I got it, bro. 18,000 rushing yards
Mm-hmm.
will never be broken. 127 touchdowns will never be broken. He has a record that will never be some things just will never be broken. Those right there will never be broken, bro.
Because especially considering now it's a passing league now. This
Yes.
long
It'll
arm
never
long
be broken.
right
And
now.
and you can argue all this best offensive line all you want to. There was a lot of great running backs who had top offensive lines, but his adorability
Yeah.
and his availability
Yeah.
is what
Bro, remember when he
made him
played that
sustain it.
playoff game with a separated shoulder?
Shoulder, yeah, bro.
Come on, man.
Dude, just different, man.
Yeah.
So those are my four right there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. This is why we brothers. This is why we brothers. You know what I mean? Because I ranked mine, and
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna read them down to you. I
Mm-hmm.
had Barry first because Barry was is my all time favorite running back. I think because I used to be a running back, man, and I watched film on Barry. I watched film on Sweetness too. For people who
Mm-hmm.
don't know who that is, that's Walter Payton. Barry
Mm-hmm.
Sanders so shifty. It was insane, making people miss in the hole, miss outside, and then take you for 60, 65, 70 yards and be gone. You ain't
Yeah.
catching. Did it in college too at Oklahoma State. My next guy was AP all day. He was just, as soon as he put that head down and then come up, he gone. He put the head down to
He
get
was
kicked
running so strong. He was looking to kill anything, bro.
right. Run it. He put the head down, put it in the second and third gear. It's curtains. You're not catching him.
Yep.
I
Facts.
also had Marshall Falk as my third back on the
Oh
list.
my god, that is nuts.
Bro, I got it written down. Super crazy. Just like you said, Marshall was very dynamic running back, catching the ball out of the backfield. And he was like one of the first to be doing that because of Mike Martz, the offensive coordinator and head coach of the St. Louis Rams, greatest show on turf, like you had mentioned.
Right.
They were so dynamic with him, Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce,
Torrey Holt.
and
Torrey
Torrey
Holt.
Holt. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
And they had Ricky Prohl
Tight
too.
end.
Ricky Prohl,
Tight
no,
end.
the third receiver, Ricky Prohl, the white boy.
Yeah, but who was they tight end? It was
I don't even
man, who
remember
was
the
they
tight
tight
end.
end?
I'm not sure,
I
but
can't remember.
they had a lot of guys. So that's why I love Marshall Falk, man. He was good from the rip with his career and well deserved Hall of Fame. Now, my last one, maybe we can split them down the face. We can split their faces up, put the one on the right, one on the left. But I gotta go with my small guys. Gotta represent my small guys. I'm only 5'7". We had a lot of running backs. That was my
Oh
height.
my god! Don't tell me you go about to say who you gonna say.
They ain't give me a chance. They ain't give me a chance. Because I was dynamic too, catching out the backfield, split me out there. They ain't give me a chance. I would have been out there too, like my man Brian Westbrook is my
Oh.
fourth guy. But I want to split his face. I want to split his face with the other
Uh-huh.
guy. Put LaDainian Tomlinson on the side. So that's my
God.
four. That's my four. So Brian
That's
Westbrook.
what I thought you was gonna say. LT, yeah.
Yeah, so Brian Westbrook one side, LT on the other side. You know what I mean? I couldn't leave LT out. He most touchdowns in the season by him, and just another dynamic running back who they didn't give a chance. He was going to come out his junior year at TCU, and they said he was probably going undrafted. So then he said, "Forget y'all, I'm going back to TCU for my senior year, and I'm gonna run over two stacks." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He was the first one who I said, like, even though Barry was my guy, I told my mom, "Oh, I'm getting a dark visor when I play football. I'm getting a dark visor."
Yo,
That Joe,
yo, him and Vic.
yeah, dark visor was crazy. So I fell in love with LT at TCU when he had a dark visor. Man, it was crazy. So that's my Mount Rushmore with the split face with the last four with the four guys. You know what I mean?
But
So
but hold on. My two things on your last two, your split guys.
yeah,
One, Westbrook, the fact that he went to Nova, bro.
yeah.
He went to Nova. Like
He stay home and went to Nova. Yeah,
he went to Nova, and he definitely got off being on that offense with Andy. He definitely ran hard and everything, as I understand running back. I love LT. Like I told you, my only knock with him, man. He put the coat on in the playoffs, man.
I know. We
He
did talk
put the coat
about
on in the playoffs. He said, "Ain't none of y'all chilly out here." They're like, "Nah, we running around." Oh, all right. Well, I'm
right.
gonna buckle up quick. That was
He,
my
talk, he
only
talked about
thing.
that. Talked about that on the pivot, and he said he just couldn't go. He tried, just couldn't go, and I believe him, man. I know
Oh, for
LT, man.
sure.
Like I don't if he wanted to be out there, and I believe that. So
Yeah, he
on to our
definitely.
game now. What's the word? We got four questions here, and I'm gonna hit you, and I want to hear what's going on with you. Question number one. We got to talk about this rookie quarterback. Devastating. So JJ McCarthy's injury means blank to the Vikings.
They already been screwed.
One word. Come on, man. One
Oh
word.
man! All
One
right,
word.
hold on. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
JJ McCarthy injury means blank to the Vikings.
Damn, how can I say one word? I keep thinking of two words.
Blend them together, I guess, like Mike Tirico and them be doing.
Uh, I got more doomed. I don't know. More
Doomed,
doomed.
doomed,
More doomed because
doomed. Yeah.
we already know where we stood with them.
Mm-hmm.
You already know where we stood with him.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Jefferson, you was not about to get. Not saying you was going to get a lot of attempts. You and
Right.
Addison, but yeah, that's what. Well, he still got. Yo, man, it might be a resurgence. What's his name? It was who they got.
Who? Sam Darnold.
Sam. He can
Mm-hmm.
throw the ball, man. It's just his. Sometimes his decision making can be stupid, but
A
just
lot
keep
of
throwing the
turnovers.
ball. Yeah,
Yeah.
just keep throwing the ball. What y'all got to lose?
Right.
I ain't got nothing to lose. And D coordinator gonna keep them. Brian, he gonna keep them in the game. The way he
Yeah.
schemes up stuff, he make the game
Forever.
close.
Yeah.
Yep. Brian Ford, he'll keep the game close. Just keep throwing the ball. That's
Yeah.
all you can do. You ain't gonna win the division. You ain't gonna make the playoffs.
Nah, not
Whatever.
not now. So my word for it is set. It's a setback. It's a
Yeah.
setback. As
For
much as
him or the Vikings.
for the Vikings, it's a setback.
Okay.
As
Okay.
much as we talked about JJ McCarthy not being a top 10 quarterback, like everybody was talking about him in the draft and how the scheme he had Harbaugh had him in. It was run first, run first. He barely threw the ball, pushed the ball downfield. It was them crossing routes and the slants or the hitches, and the hit him up
Mm-hmm.
maybe every once in a while hitting the tight end up the seam at like 9 yards. And the tight end taking it the rest of the way. He played well in his preseason game last weekend. He threw an interception on his first drive, but look, he came back. He came back, played
Mm-hmm.
well, and deep bomb was about 42 yards or something like that. And he played well and showed people like, hey, I can push the ball down the field. You know what I mean? So I believe, even though it was only one preseason game, I think we got cheated out of seeing him in these last two, and I think he would have took the starting job if he would have played like he did in that first preseason game. So I think it's a setback for him. They got to wait till next year, and then now it looks like it's his rookie year again next year. And I think JJ's numbers are going to be low this year because JJ is out. Sam Darnold is going to be trying to force feed him because I don't know how serious the injury is, but Jordan Addison went down at practice the other day, got carted off. Not sure how. I haven't seen any reports to see how serious that is. So,
Hey,
see.
hope he's good.
Yeah. Next question. Jerry Jones' comments on CD's contract is blank or are blank.
Bullshit.
Hey, yo, you was wild. Go ahead, though.
What we gotta say, bro? It's BS. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like miss me with all this. And I you know what's so crazy? Uh you know how long it took for us to pay Zeke when he was on his holdout, his first
So,
contract?
to the week one.
September 5th.
Mm-hmm.
We might be we either might be experiencing that, or because you're starting to hear things are starting to heat up between with the Dak contract, it might be a back-to-back thing. They might get booked back-to-back on 1 week. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if they're waiting on the ball to drop with Dak and then pay him, or I just saw a report that they're offering him 33 million. I
Yeah.
take that, but we got to see what the guarantee's looking like.
Yeah. Yeah.
My guy done put 14 pounds of muscle. He ready to get busy this year.
Right. For sure.
But he need to get there. He need
Mm-hmm.
to get there. We need to get that chemistry intact just leading into the season. That's all.
Right.
But
Gotcha.
yes, come on, Jerry. I don't want to hear
Gotcha.
nothing you talking about. All you do is lie.
Yeah, for sure. My word is asinine. For
I like
for a simple
it.
fact,
Okay, Stephen A.
my fault. I mean, gotta bring out the big words. Gotta bring out the big words. You know what I mean? My thing is Jerry Jones is the only owner slash GM that talks about his players' contracts and what he's going to do. Everybody else stuff is in house. and you don't hear about it until the player is signing or a deal is coming out and then they're about to sign.
Right.
Why can't you just shut your mouth and be
He's an
quiet?
attention whore. What that
Right. We
is.
know, we listen, we know that. But why can't you just
Dude
be
can't help himself.
quiet when you like why can't you just say no comment? That's between me and my players, you know what I mean? When the deal gets done, the deal's gonna get done and you guys will know about it and you can talk and report about it. But no, you got to be a center of attention, and that's all you want. You want to stay relevant, and it just making me mad. What's gonna happen next year if Micah Parsons gets 12, 15 sacks this year? Guess what? He gonna win his contract. He not coming either. What you gonna do next year?
Hmm.
You're gonna be talking
Hmm.
and yapping about him too, and I'm gonna turn the TV off. I ain't gonna want to hear it. So I just think he needs to, as the owner slash GM, I think he just needs to sit back in the background and just be quiet
Shut
sometimes.
up.
Yeah,
Shut up. Just tell him straight. Shut up.
just be quiet. That's all. That's all. That's
And
all I
not even
wanted to
just
do. Quiet.
my bad. Just to add on to that too. This whole waiting to the last minute to pay these guys who've already produced, you overspending is hurting a free agent signing of someone else or
Exactly.
hurting the pockets of another up and coming young guy. We still got to
Right.
play Bland soon. We got to play
Yeah.
Tyler Smith. We're guys got to get paid. So
Right.
you pushing this long is only setting us back from pockets money for other people.
Very interested to see what this contract and the guarantee is going to be like, and hopefully they don't backload it because if they backload it, it's going to screw us again. All
Yep.
right, here we go. Let's go back to what we talked about with Aaron Rodgers. Preseason games are blank.
Useless, honestly, at this point,
Mhm.
because well, I wouldn't say useless only because you got guys that are playing for a roster spot. But as far
Mhm.
as the starters go, they're
Mhm.
barely playing these starters, bro.
Mhm.
They'll probably get a series in or two series. Some of these coaches are strict about it. Where it's like, well, we need to play a quarter or a half.
Right.
But other than that, for the majority of it, these guys aren't playing, bro. They
Mhm.
and that's where it's setting everybody up to start out slower now. The
Right.
NFL is starting out slower. Points aren't as high because you're trying to get that chemistry intact. Offense is starting out slower and the defense is looking more dominant. And then by time like week 5, 6 starts, then you'll start to see everybody start to pick up their momentum and everything like that,
Mhm.
or their chemistry. So it just feels useless. I mean, still, like I said, people are playing for roster spots and you still had to practice the new kickoff.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go a different route, and I'm gonna say crucial. I'm gonna say crucial because you got to get that in game rhythm. Less like a lot of veterans, you got that connection in games, but like you've been off since February. You ain't played in a real game since February, and some even January, and some even before that because you ain't make the playoffs.
Right.
So I believe that connection is. I think all the starters should be playing at least for that first game, maybe not. But that second game, they need to be in there for a
Mhm.
couple series. Third game, you know what I mean? But you used to see back in the day, them guys didn't play until like the third and fourth game, and then they played a half, and then they
Yep.
would be out. You know what I mean? But I do like that it's cut down short to a third game. And another reason why I say it's crucial is for those guys those fringe guys that's trying to make a roster, you know what I mean, or the
Yep.
practice squad and make a name for themselves.
Tape.
Believe it or not, the league is made up of 6, 7, fifth round picks that be getting them second and third contracts, man. It's not these guys
Facts.
drafted in the first and second round because some of those first rounder guys is bust and they dang near out the league. They don't get another
Yep.
contract. They be playing on their first contract. They be getting traded on their first contract. So I think it's very crucial for them guys to have those preseason games and make a name for themselves. And I don't know how they do it now, but like you saw guys get cut after the first preseason game. You know what I mean?
Facts.
When it
Yep.
was 4 games and now that it's 3, I think they may give some guys a couple more chances, you know what I mean, and to try to get them more film out there. So I think it's crucial for them guys, especially them guys that know that they need to make a roster. Them starters, they don't need to, they ain't worry about it. But
Yep.
you know. All right, last one before we move on. It's a guy that we haven't talked about in a while, but he signed a what a $231 $231 million fully guaranteed contract. Deshaun Watson will be blank this season.
First thing, as many games he's played and how he's looked in those games, he should only get $231. He should only get $231.
Oh, that
Say it again. The Deshaun Watson game should be what? Is that what you said?
Deshaun Watson will be blank this season.
I don't know. Can I use that word? I don't know.
I'm gonna let you rock on that. I'm gonna let you rock on that. Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna say I don't know because, bro, you had an offense last year and you still wasn't producing. You let old ass Flacco come in, let Coop go for like 500 yards, like 5 touchdowns in a game.
Right.
You let Flacco push this team to the playoffs. When then you was just in here doing what? Holding the ball, not seeing stuff, no chemistry, no what? Like, what are you doing? Like, how did you just come from? Man, you was one of my college favorites at Clemson. Then you go to the Texans and then you start the roll and then things went left. A whole bunch of different reasons and why. And then you just haven't, it just hasn't clicked. There's no excuse this year. I don't know how the running back has looked from coming off the injury. Chubb.
Nick Chubb, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how Nick has looked from injury, but as far as Njoku, you got Coop, you got Judy. There's no excuse. You got a good offensive line. You got a defense that's going to keep you in the game, bro. There's literally no excuse. But it's still, I don't know, because you still had this team last year where they was dominating. The defense was crazy, and then you keeping this defense in these games for what? All these weapons you got, bro. Just God.
Listen, my word is for him. I was going back and forth either to be negative or to be positive. I'm gonna be positive with this one. I'm gonna say rare form. Rare form.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and go out on a big gamble for him because I've been thinking a lot about him and what he's gonna do, and I'm like, where's that Deshaun I saw back in Houston, back when they had what was it, 28 point, it was 24-0 before the Chiefs came back. That Deshaun Watson, when is he going to show up? Now you had a chance to knock the rust off. You got hurt last year. Flacco came in. Now you got a full off season again with the same playbook because Kevin Stefanski is not going anywhere.
Facts.
Right? What are you going to do? I want to see him put it together. I want to see him do well. Now, can they steal one of those wild card places from another team in another division in the AFC? Because I believe
they got a championship team.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He just needs to
still in a wild card. They could win the division with this team.
I'm not going to go that far because of the Ravens and because of Cincinnati. I still think those two teams are better.
We're gonna be talking about them later down the line before this season.
I think those two teams are better. Joe Burrow is going to be coming back healthy, but Deshaun can play like Russ played last year, the 23 touchdowns and the minimal interceptions that he threw. Like if he plays like that
with that defense,
and the defense continues to play well, like they've been playing over the years, there's no problem.
Right.
Should be no problem.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how Deshaun plays. I'm gonna play close eye on that. I think I'm definitely try to catch the game if he even plays tomorrow. I'm gonna try to watch that game very closely to write down some notes on that game.
Yeah. Honestly, bro, just manage the game. Yeah. Just game manage. You can be an athletic Brock Purdy. Honestly, for real. You don't need to do a whole lot with the weapons that you got. You really don't. But he just, I don't know if it's a mental thing with him. He's just so, everything he done dealt with just got to him, or it's just, I don't know. I just haven't seen a decline like this. So I really do wish the best for him because, like I said, that was my guy at Clemson.
Yeah.
And even on the Texans, because he only had D-Hop over there.
Right.
And he was still getting off. So
still being busy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
well, yeah, I'll definitely be tuning into that. Um, Final topic of the day.
No, we got two more. Two more.
Oh, two more. Damn, I missed it. My bad. Oh well, it's up for me though. We're going to these coaches' hot seats. All right. We had a poll going on the IG page. Make sure you
Mhm.
guys like, follow, and subscribe to the IG page, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, everything. Um, these coaches on the hot seat. We have four coaches on the hot seat. Coming in at 10% is Robert Salah. Now, matter of fact, I'm sorry. I'll give you the full breakdown, and then we'll go from there.
Gotcha.
Coming in at 17%, Sean McDermott, Sean McDugs. Coming in at 28%, Nick Sirianni. And coming in at 45%, almost more than half, almost half of it compared to everybody else, is Mike McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, looking at this poll, I think Mike has too much percentage. And I'm only going to say that because he's won 12 games back to back seasons.
Three.
I
3 seasons.
Oh yeah, you're right. 3 seasons, 12 games. Um, I think that his him transitioning into the offense that he had a career year for Dak and CD, obviously. I think that he's proven more of winning ability outside of Salah,
Mm-hmm.
who only got 10%, and he ain't got no a foot to stand on the Jets team. So if things go south, Aaron Rodgers will just throw him under the bus. He will go before Rodgers goes because, like you said, he runs that team. Sean McDermott, he I don't know how much I blame him or blame Josh Allen, but it's too many playoff woes themselves. Like when the
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys lost, Dak wasn't playing great, but if you honestly go back, bro,
It was
these
defense
teams
as well.
exactly, bro. These teams was averaging about 250 yards on us, bro.
Right.
It's sad. 250 yards on us. And Nick Sirianni, bro, the Eagles lose 2 games. His ass is gonna be in the hot seat. 28%. I think that needed to be at like 35. And that's
Mm-hmm.
due to you, your coaching changes last year.
Mm-hmm.
Whose offense was it? Was it your offense or was it Brian Johnson's offense? Too
Mm-hmm.
many people got thrown under the bus. You see what Doug Peterson won you a Super Bowl and they got his ass up out of there.
Right.
So you not having no offensive identity, you not having no defensive identity, you not having nobody lead you're not even on point with your quarterback as of last year for everything that came out with that. Yeah, you definitely on the hot seat. So I think that these numbers they're a little tainted.
Mm-hmm.
My
The reason why I'm with you, the reason why I think they're a little bit tainted is because it's a lot of Eagles fans answering the poll. And,
course.
and if they really, really watch football and know football, it's Robert Saleh.
Yeah.
Robert Saleh should have been out of here a while ago. Yeah, you had Zach Martin. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers got hurt last year. But guess what? If you don't even make the playoffs or even get to the Super Bowl this year, you're out of there, regardless of how well Aaron Rodgers and that defense play. Because it's Super Bowl or bust. You out of there. I don't care
Yeah.
how well that defense plays, and that's your baby because you're a defensive head coach. You're out of there if y'all win the Super Bowl. Let alone, and like I told you, I don't even think they're gonna make the playoffs. You don't make the playoffs, he's definitely out of there. Nathaniel Hackett need to be out of there as the OC as well. Next up, though, I think it should be Mike McCarthy. If you look at the pattern, though, yes, he's run 12 games 3 years in a row, but he ain't there to win regular season games. He's there to win
Right.
playoff games. He's there to get you a Super Bowl, and he's there to win you a Super Bowl because he's been to a Super Bowl. He hasn't done that with Dallas yet.
Right.
And if you he hasn't look at Jerry's pattern. He hasn't signed Dak to an extension, and he ain't signed McCarthy to an extension. So this is, if you want to say all in, this is everybody's
Mhm.
last year to prove to themselves that they can get where they need to get. So I think it should have
Right.
been first, Mike second, then I think we go to Sean McDermott. I think he should have been third. I think he's I think he should have been closer to 40% on this, only because you have won a division 5 years in a row and you have nothing to show for it. Nothing. And you let Leslie Frazier play prevent defense with 13 seconds left to go, and you lost the game when you should have been in the Super Bowl after Josh Allen drove down there and got you a late touchdown to win the game. They changed the rules to overtime because you guys complain when you lost to the Chiefs and you still can't get it done. And I don't think they will get it done this year either because of how much they lost on defense. And they just lost Milano again. He's out again.
Yep.
Got again in practice the other day. And then I think you go with Sirianni. Like you said, there's no identity on offense. We don't know who's running the offense. Obviously, Kellen Moore's there this year, unlike last year, what happened. You got him and Jalen Hurts not seeing eye to eye and not communicating and all that. It's just a lot of distractions going on over there. Two new coordinators. You got a young and you got an old veteran defensive line that you're going to have to depend on. You still trying to figure out the linebacker situation that has been non-existent since Jeremiah Trotter Sr. was there. Now that Junior is there, you hadn't had a good linebacker since then, and now you got an
Well, I
old
like D'Amico. I like D'Amico. He was solid for them a couple years,
yeah,
2 years.
but he
He
was
gave him
falling
two
off
years.
ever since he left the Texans. Then you
Right.
got a aging DB in Darius Slay. And now the rest of the DBs is up for grabs. You got young guys, first and second year guys trying to grab spots, rookies, whatever the case may be. Like it's a lot going on over there in that championship roster they have. Like, yeah, you got talent on offense, but the offense ain't out there playing defense to stop people. So I think Robert Saleh has the hottest seat, and then Mike McCarthy because of the pattern that Jerry's shown you that he ain't signing no extensions and all that.
Right. Yeah.
One last one. I wanted to put somebody else in there. One last one before we get to this last topic, college football, baby. Gotta get to the college football. Do you think Brian Dayball's on the hot seat?
You know what's so crazy when you did that, and I was sitting over there thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, why the hell he don't got him on there? I don't know if he does because Daniel Jones, that's been his spill. The man done threw the iPad at him. Well, not at him, but he threw the iPad. He snapped him on that sideline. I think that they will give him if they poop the bed. I think that they'll end up giving him another shot with a different quarterback. They might as well just pack it on
Right.
up,
Right.
get another quarterback because you got your receiver now.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like we need the right quarterback to get him the ball. So we'll see how that goes with him.
Daniel Jones wasn't
And they
his
played
guy.
strong towards the end of the year too, though. They
Right.
started to get together towards the
Brian
end of the year.
Dayball is a good coach, and I think everybody in the league knows that.
Yep.
Coming from the Chargers being the offense coordinator over there, or no, Josh Allen's Bills, my bad,
Yep.
offense coordinator over there. And he didn't draft Daniel Jones, and I don't think he wants Daniel Jones as his quarterback. So I think
Nope.
even if they have a bad season this year, Daniel Jones is out. Dayball will say they'll give another chance, maybe 2 years with a different quarterback, and he'll be fine.
Yep. That's exactly how it's gonna go.
Okay, let's move on. Dun, 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 dun. NCAA football. We're going to get into that. This is our last topic of the day before we get out of here in a couple minutes. The top 25 came out a couple days ago. Let's talk about the big dogs, man. Georgia at number 1, Ohio State at 2, Oregon at 3, Texas at 4, Bama at 5, even though I think Bama is a little high at 5, considering they lost Nick Saban. He did have a good recruiting class, but you brought in the coach from Washington this year. I think it's going to be a down year for Alabama. Michigan is at 9, Penn State at 8. I think Michigan is at 9 because of all the allegations that's been coming out. They did lose a lot of guys, but they still
Their recruiting class is still good.
well, and they brought back a lot of players. Florida State rounds out the top 10, and then you got bigger teams like LSU at 13, Tennessee at 12, Miami at 19, Texas A&M at 20, Iowa rounding out the top 25, and I think a sneaky team in there. They've been good over the years in the ACC is North Carolina State, and Kansas State is at 18. They give a lot of teams problems. What I really wanted to talk about is I think this is Ryan Day's last chance in Ohio State to get
To
it
beat
done.
Michigan.
To I don't even care about Michigan because now remember we got the 12 team playoff this year.
Playoff. Oh yeah. Facts. Yep.
So even if he don't beat Michigan, they will still get in. They still gonna have a
Right.
chance to go win the championship. But I think this is Ryan Day's last year to hoist up that championship. Because look, you lost some players, but you brought in some players. Will Howard, quarterback from Kansas State, who's very good, played for Downingtown. We played him in the playoffs. Kid was huge, had a big arm, and he's lost some weight. He can run the ball and he can throw. You got you got my bad. You got Emeka Igbuka, number two, their main receiver on that team. He's really good. He's been good.
Mhm.
He's a he's a big time player. PT Peer, baby, like my man Dick
Yep. First
Vitessa.
round draft pick he's gonna be.
Correct. And you got Jeremiah Smith, who is insane. He's a freshman. He's been balling since spring ball. Now, if this kid doesn't get on the field, Ryan Day, you gotta that you gotta rethink your priorities. Do you want to win or you not want to win? This kid is really, really good. He was mossing people from day one. You know what I mean? And then you bring in Quinshawn Judkins from Ole Miss, the best running back in the nation. Best running back in the nation. You got playmakers everywhere on offense. You got a quarterback that can get them the ball and hand them the ball. On defense, you got JT Tuamulao coming back there, DN number 44. He's been good the last 2 seasons. He's a junior this year. I think he's gonna go in the league. He's gonna be a top 10 pick. All right.
Yep.
He can rush the quarterback and he can stop the run. You got Denzel Burke, cornerback, who's literally reminds you of Denzel Ward if you watch the film. Played for Ohio State, plays for the Cleveland Browns now. Straps, puts that seatbelt on. And another big time transfer for Ohio State is Caleb Downs, transferred from
Mm. I ain't
Alabama.
know that guy.
The
Yeah, I ain't know that guy.
safety, the safety. He's a great talent to have to be in that back seven to anchor that
Okay.
defense. So you got guys on both sides of the ball. You know what I mean? And another team for me that's creeping up there. I think Oregon has a chance to contend. They got athletes all over the place on defense. And then you add the transfer Dylan Gabriel from Oklahoma. He's another Bo Nix. 1, 2, 3, get the ball out. And they play that quick game in Oregon and they have a great spread out offense. So I think that's a great addition. That's 2 transfers in the last 3 years for Oregon's coach, that good quarterbacks that he's going to get the ball out and get it to the playmakers. So I'm going with Oregon or Ohio State to win the championship this year. That's going to stay in the top 25. That's going to be problems for people. And but like I said, it's Ryan Day's last leg this year.
Facts. I still think he has to beat Michigan. Whether I know he can still make the playoffs, but I still think he has to beat Michigan because the man has never beat Michigan. Um, Texas, they got them at 4. Their running backs already hurt, which sucks because he's dynamic and
Yeah,
good.
for sure.
What now going down is Penn State. I don't know how Penn State, Notre Dame. I don't know how they always end up in the top 10 in the beginning of the season, and it never happens. It never works out.
I don't get it
I
either.
don't get it. It's a joke. I just think they stay up there because of the name.
Yeah,
They stay up there because of the name.
Notre Dame is so overrated. It's not even funny. I can't stand Notre Dame. Can't stand it.
It's a joke. Damn, man, he got prime in there at
So,
24.
what? What? You think they should be?
Listen,
You think Colorado should be in the top 25 after winning their first 3 games and then going 1-8?
listen. Prime got some guys in, man.
Bro, he gonna have to
Prime got
prove
some
it.
guys in.
He gonna have to prove it.
Yeah, I know he do. I mean, they ended up cracking into the top 25 last year after they won a couple of them games, but after that,
It was it
they
was it was a
yeah,
rap like
they
Reynolds.
definitely was a rap like Reynolds. It's crazy how they got Oklahoma at 16. I think they'll end up creeping up there due to how that offense is, and
Hmm.
he can recruit too.
Man,
Uh,
they can't beat Texas. It don't matter.
they can't. Yeah, they can't. Yeah, Texas has been getting so much better with their recruiting.
Yeah.
They've really turned it around to not just be the name. Let me see. Looking at
And
Old Miss,
Steve
Alabama.
Sarkisian has been very good with them with Quinn Ewers. And
Yeah,
when Quinn leaves, you got Arch Manning if Arch Manning can come in and perform for them.
right. Please do not tell me Bama still got that same quarterback as last year starting.
Oh, Milrow, he played. Listen, as bad as
No,
he
bro,
started, he
stop,
played well, bro. He played well in the playoffs. Which
man.
I'm
I,
not.
I
I'm gonna give props when props is due. I'm gonna give it when it's due.
I
Now,
hear you, but dude was
he's not
just
like a
running
top.
around.
He's not like a top. He's not like a first round pick or anything.
Right. Yeah. For college sake, that's what it is.
Yes.
He's an athlete who can throw the ball. That's why I was telling everybody all last year. He's an
Right.
athlete who could throw the ball.
Yes.
Other than that,
That's
five.
why. That's why I said Bama's gonna fall off. I don't. I hope this coach doesn't try to coach him like Michael Penix because he's not Michael Penix.
No, he's not. He's definitely not.
Don't get. I hope they don't
But
get themselves in trouble for like in that way.
run the ball, make the defense keep the game close, and that's it. This dude, he can, like I said, he's got an arm. He can throw a deep ball. His problem is he's staring guys down and thinking his strength of how he's throwing the football is just going to get it there. The guy's going to pick you off, bro.
Right.
That's just what it is. Other than that, I really ain't got too much else to say about anything. It's so crazy how Clemson fought out because I'm yeah, damn, Dabo. And LSU at 13, I think they'll end up pulling it together because they always got the talent. They always got the talent. So
All depends on who their quarterback is after Daniels left. So
yeah, we'll see how that is.
yeah, man. Well, that about does it for our show today. Thank you everybody for listening. Just make sure you follow Instagram. You click that follow on Twitter. You click that follow on YouTube and subscribe to YouTube. Hit that red button. Bro, it's been good. Much love. See you next time. Listen, if you don't have nothing to do tomorrow morning, there's a bunch of high school scrimmages tomorrow because week 1 for Montgomery County football starts next Friday.
Okay.
I will be at the Hatfield Horsham versus Abington scrimmage tomorrow morning at Dennis Steinley Stadium at 10 a.m. Anybody wants to get there.
Definitely might have to pull up on that. Definitely might have to.
Yes,
Let you know about that.
I'll see you, my brother. Good show, homie.
All right, bro. I see you.
Yes, sir.